Hey guys, welcome back to another one. This is Crypto Elite, home to the #1 Theta community. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. And you can find me on Theta TV as well. Alright guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about esports and the overall growth of the esports industry. We'll dive into that real quick, and then we'll kind of relate to cryptocurrencies, and then more specifically Theta, and how the overall growth of the esports industry will positively affect Theta, in my opinion at least. So let's dig into that right now. First, we're going to talk about some statistics, or actually before that, if you're unfamiliar, one of the bread and butters in the original reasons why Theta started as a blockchain from day one was because of esports. And let's check it out. This article does a good job that Theta began as an esports streaming service called Silver TV. Because of the low quality in some regions, the developers decided to adapt a blockchain solution. And that is one of the main reasons why they started in the first place. So I found that very, very interesting. And then if you go to the thetatoken.org, the landing page, you can scroll down and see that esports is still front and center. The open source platform, if you check out number 3, multiple content verticals, and they list it very first thing. So from esports, music, TV, and movies to distance learning and peer-to-peer live streaming, power the next generation of entertainment. And then also in this diagram over here, you can see esports is one of the first things they list as well from Theta TV. So it is in the heritage of Theta Network is esports. So that's why I do think that this is important, and the overall growth of the esports industry will continue to attract more people to Theta. And if you're unfamiliar, Theta TV is very similar to Twitch. I know it's not a Twitch killer or Twitch alternative or a YouTube killer or YouTube alternative, but they do have a lot of parallels. And as you can see here, a lot of people do still like to tune in and watch people play video games. And Twitch, good, bad, or indifferent, I know there are some negatives with it, and some people choose Theta TV to kind of get away from the politics and policies of Twitch. So that is another reason why Theta TV is still up front and center with the esports industry. Now let's nerd out with some of the statistics over here. And here is it's boring stuff. It's a lot of numbers, it's a lot of graphs, but we'll dig into it because these numbers are important. So the global esports market was valued at $2 billion in 2021, and it's expected to expand at a compound annual growth rate of 22%, which is insane. That amount of growth is very, very large by comparison. If you compare it to any other industry out there, 20% compound annual growth rate is very, very exciting. So that means that, as you can see here, there is going to be exponential growth between 2020 and 2023. And that just means even if you take a small percentage of that overall size and move it over to blockchain and crypto, and specifically Theta, that means an exponential amount of money is still moving over to crypto and specifically the Theta ecosystem, which is great to see. And there's a couple more graphs down here, and one of them is the global esports market share by revenue in 2021. Of course, this is going to continue to compound annually, but it was $2 billion in 2021, as we spoke about. And it's broken between sponsorships, advertising, merchandise and tickets, publisher fees, and media rights. So that is how the $2 billion breakdown happened. So I won't dig into that all too much more, but a lot of numbers. The main takeaway from this is that we have exponential growth that is nonstop, which is very good for the overall Theta ecosystem and crypto and esports in general. And then next, I also wanted to compare Twitch because yes, like I spoke to before, Theta TV is not a Twitch killer, it's not a Twitch alternative, and it's not a YouTube killer or alternative, but there are a lot of parallels. So it would only make sense to compare the two as a somewhat decentralized alternative to Twitch. And if you can check it out, starting in 2013 to where we are right now, there is more or less exponential growth in the overall Twitch viewership. A lot of that did happen, or it continued to grow pretty darn fast, and that was due to COVID, as you can see here. So in the beginning months of COVID, there was a huge spike, and I guess people were very happy and they continued tuning in, because after the lockdown started, people haven't really stopped watching or tuning in to Twitch. And you can see that for viewers and streamers as well. Once again, there has been an overall uptick. And then the Twitch growth from all of the years, from the concurrent viewers to channels to broadcasters to partners, from 2012 to 2022, in all of these different graphs, exponential growth, which is the very, very good thing to see. And then lastly, the Twitch achievements through the years. I think there's finally a downtick, one, because we're not through the year yet. So I think these numbers at the end of the year, they still probably are going to be green. But there might be a little COVID downtick as well, as we see a little bit of flattening because people are hopefully going back to work. And that is the overall thing that I did want to show you, not only with this graph over here, you can see exponential growth, but Twitch, the close alternative, also has exponential growth as well over the years. And that kind of brings me to this article, which talks to crypto and gaming and how it's inevitable that it's going to be the evolution of the future of games. And I think it was a pretty darn good article. I'll link it in the description below, as well as all of these other articles that I am talking to. This one in particular kind of talks to how crypto gaming is very impossible to do with fiat money, because bank accounts and money transfers can't do the constant micropayments, and it can't just hold magical items without getting froze in seconds as anti-money laundering algos and checks kick in. So that is one of the positives to the Theta ecosystem, to blockchain in general. It's just these micropayments. And also economically, it makes little sense without crypto and video games and pay-as-you-go tournaments. So tournaments are also very, very easy to do, a lot easier to do with crypto than non-crypto tournaments. And they do start talking about some of the downsides to it as well, with the hackers and the amount of money if everything does transition over to crypto. As far as gaming goes, there needs to be rock solid security with it, because if you have a tournament with a big prize money pool and hackers are able to hack in, take all of the funds, then that would be no bueno for everyone. So that is one thing that they allude to as well in there. So lastly, in summary, I just wanted to wrap it up talking to the Theta meta chain, and I think this is very important because it is the chain of chains. So subchains can be created underneath the overall layer one, which is the Theta blockchain. And some of those subchains are going to be games. And I think it just goes hand in hand with the exponential growth of the overall esports market and the exponential growth of esports viewership. So if a subchain can create a very awesome game that brings a lot of people to it, and if the viewers are tuning in and watching it on Theta TV, then that would in turn exponentially grow the overall Theta ecosystem. And I think the Theta Mainnet 4.0 is the way to start heading in that direction. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you on the next one.